Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to knit the 2x2 smocking stitch. I'll give you something like this, or a little bit more elongated like this. I'll show you how to do the slight variation. It has a reasonable stretch. There are no cables involved. This is simply knitting a 2x2 rib. There are two different smocking rows that you constantly have to alternate. Stitch is non-reversible. This is the front, quite lovely. This is the back, different. For the pattern you cast on a multiple of 4 stitches plus 2 stitches. The repeat of rows depends on how elongated you want the smocking to be. As I showed you here, same stitch, but I just elongated it a little bit, so depending on what effect. Basically, there are 2 different smocking rows, and you have to alternate the smocking rows constantly. The amount of rows between the 2 smocking rows is how you can decide how elongated you want it. So you can choose, I want to do a smocking row every 2nd row, every 4th row, every 6th row, every 8th row, how elongated you want it. The smocking row is always on the right side of the work, so calculate that in. I have already done my setup row. I have knitted, I think, 3 rows of ribbing, so I am now on the right side. You have to make sure that your first 2 stitches are purl stitches. So if you want to cast on and you want to start on the right side, your first stitches have to be purl stitches, and then a repeat of knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2. But if you find it difficult to, when you've just cast it on, to immediately go into a purl stitch, then just do an extra row where you just start in purl, knit 2, purl 2, and then just do, say, 4 rows of setup instead of 3. So for the first smocking row, let's call this smocking row A. I'm on the right side, 2 purl stitches. These purl stitches, you always purl them. And then from now on, we keep looking for the smocking, the combination of these 6 stitches. 2 knits, 2 purls, 2 knits. Your yarn, you keep it in the back. With your right needle point, you go in between the 6th and 7th stitch. You don't go in the 7th, don't go in the 6th, you go in between them. You wrap your yarn, you pull it out, make sure that this is here, just pull this down a little bit, pull it out, and then you are supposed to put it on your left needle and knit these 2 together. Now, little bit behind the scene, because of how I wrap my yarn, I'm just going to have to reposition this for a sec, and then I'm going to place it on the left needle. So that's just for me and for the few who wrap the way I do. So you knit these 2 together. Doesn't have to be too loose here. Knit these 2 together. Then you knit the remaining 5 stitches as they come. So this is also a knit stitch, 2 purl stitches, and 2 knit stitches. After a smocking stitch, you always purl 2 stitches. And then you come to the next 6 stitches that are 2 knits, 2 purls, 2 knits. You're just going to do the same thing. Going to go in between the 6th and 7th stitch, wrap your yarn, pull it through. I'm just going to reposition this one quickly. There we are. So I can place this on my left needle and knit these 2 together. And then knit 1, purl 2, knit 2. As I just said, after a smocking stitch you always purl 2. Now we're almost at the end of the row, and I'm just going to see, do I still have enough stitches to make another smock? Yes, I do. I still have 6 stitches, 2 knits, 2 purls, 2 knits, so I'm going to do another one. And then you purl the last 2 stitches. Now you simply continue in the 2x2 ribbing as they come until you want to do another smocking stitch. So I'm going to now do, because I want to do every 4th row, I want to do a smocking stitch, so I'm going to knit 3 rows in 2x2 ribbing. I'm going to do this off camera because this is boring to see. I'll be back in a sec. I'm now going to show you smocking row B. It's very similar, just the location of where you smock differs. Again, you're going to smock a combination of 6 stitches that contain 2 knits, 2 purls, 2 knits, but they're going to be somewhere else. The first set of 2 knits, 2 purls, 2 knits that you come across are these, but those aren't the ones we want. We want these 2 knits, 2 purls, 2 knits, where you can see that they each column of knits come out of a smocking stitch, a separate smocking stitch. So these are now the ones that we want to gather. So you're just going to purl the purls and knit the knits until we get to those 6. So when you get to the left leg, I'll call it, of a smocking stitch, then you know you are on your 6 stitch combo. Yarn in back, between 6th and 7th stitch, wrap, pull it out, not too loose, also not too tight, just a reasonable amount. Just going to reposition this quickly and knit those 2 together. Knit the second purl 2, knit 2. Again, after every smocking stitch you purl 2 stitches. And now it comes again, second leg or the left leg of the previous smocking stitch. Going back, combine these 2. Yarn in the back, right needle between the 6th and the 7th, wrap, pull, for some, reposition, place it on your left needle and knit these 2 together. So at the end of a row you should still have the same amount of stitches as you casted on. Now I am at the end of my row. I do not have enough stitches. I don't have another 6 stitches that contain 2 knits, 2 purls, 2 knits. So I simply purl the purls and knit the purl the purls and knit the knits at the end of the row. And that's it basically. I would now then knit 3 2x2 ribbing rows and then do smocking row A. 3 rows of ribbing, smocking row B. But if you want it more elongated, you would do smocking row A, so A 5 rows of ribbing, smocking row B 5 rows of ribbing, etc, etc. So that is it. Hope this tutorial was helpful. If you have any questions or you'd like to suggest a tutorial for me to do, a pattern to do next time, leave me a comment, and bye.